Hello, American Crochet Association. Salena Baca here, founder, host, lead educator with the ACA. And I'm here live just to give you some behind the scenes sneak peeks, share with you guys a special preview, and also tell you guys about a brand new course that we've built, and we're still looking for some feedback. So I wanted to chat with you guys about that. If you're watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell us where you're viewing from. As long as I'm here live, I will give you guys an extra special shout out. Now, I want to do a quick poll before we get started and before I tell you guys about this awesome new course we built. Is there anyone here watching live or on the replay who is maybe an absolute beginner at crochet? And that could even fall into the category of, I haven't even picked up a hook yet, but I really want to learn. Maybe that's where your skill set lies. If so, let me know in the comments. Tell me that you're a beginner. Maybe you've been crocheting for a while. Maybe you know some things, but you don't really know you don't even know what you don't know, right? I love to say that because that's so true whenever we're learning something new. Sometimes we don't even know what we don't know. To where maybe you can crochet a few stitches, but you still kind of feel a little overwhelmed at, how do I create these things? How do I do these things? Why are my stitch counts never right? What yarn should I use? So that, in my opinion, can still fall into the beginner category. Even though maybe you've made a few things, you still kind of feel like you need a better foundation. Or heck, maybe you've been crocheting for a really long time. You can crochet lots of different things, but you still feel like there's some gaps in your learning. I'm talking to all of you guys, all of those categories that I just outlined. I'm talking to all of you. And the reason I'm talking to all of you is because I put together a training series. It's how to crochet for absolute beginners. And the reason I said all of the crocheters that I just mentioned, can fall into the category of being a great student for this is that this course teaches you everything that you need to know to have a successful start to crochet. Does that sound exciting? Are you guys excited about that? Who's jazzed? If you're jazzed, let me know in the comments. Let me see some comments, some heys, some hellos, something, and I'll give you a shout out as long as I'm here live, okay? All right, so I do have a link in the video description here that's going to show you guys exactly what we're looking at. That way you guys can click on over in your spare time. Give it a preview. There are some things in this lesson that are a free preview now because we're still looking for feedback. And also, if you feel like you'd be a great student for this course, we've got an awesome discount for you to try now. It's such a good discount. So when you guys click on over, you guys can see more about this particular course. We've already had quite a few students go through it. I think we had over 100. It was close to 130 students go through the beta launch of this. So we had some awesome students. They gave us some really good feedback. So you guys can read some of their feedback, some of those testimonials. This entire course is about learning how to crochet with the American Crochet Association. We haven't had a Learn to Crochet comprehensive course before, but it's here now. It took us a lot of time and effort and research and technology, frankly. Technology is hard. Filming tutorials is hard. So it took a lot of just work to develop something really good. So what are you going to get with this course? You're going to get all access to the entire video training series. There's over 20 videos, not just lesson videos, so knowledge videos, but also crochet instruction, crochet tutorial videos to genuinely help you get through this course. This is clear, easy education, no ads, no gimmicks. So it's just the education that you need. There are patterns to help you learn to crochet in all different forms. So in rows, in tubes, in joined rounds, in continuous rounds. And also, whenever you take part in the American Crochet Association, of course, you get service and support from real live people that you can count on. And of course, we always have this group here. So we can't wait. We really look forward to seeing all the students who go through this course, sharing what they're learning, sharing their homework, sharing their feedback. So I'm really looking forward to those conversations here in this group. All right, we've got a little trailer for you, lots of testimonials. Let's take a peek, guys. I want to show you the curriculum for this course And again, when you click on the link in the video description, you're going to see exactly what I'm showing you now. So there is a ton of curriculum here. And as you can see, some of it is available on preview. We just wanted to give you a quick sneak peek because we just wanted some general feedback for that. So I do want to take you behind the scenes a little bit, okay? Because I'm really excited about this content. But first, again, let's just look at the curriculum together, okay? So there is a resource section whenever you begin. Of course, there's some information about this course, especially since it's still in beta testing. We're still looking for feedback in students, so there's a little bit of information on that. Master materials list. This was a great bit of feedback. This is one of the main reasons I love beta testing everything. Students said, hey, wait a minute, wouldn't it be great if we had a checklist of all the lessons and all the materials we need to follow along with those before we even started the course? That way, maybe you join today and you go, sweet, I want to jump, I want to dive right in, I want to crochet all the things, I want to be ready. This master materials list will tell you everything that you need for all of the lessons. And that way, maybe you just jump online today, or you look through your stash, or you go to you go to your local place wherever you buy supplies and you've got a checklist, your little grocery list, and you just get everything that you need. I do want to say that I designed this course so that you can jump around. So there's no forced order. However, this is a suggested order. So again, if you're beginning, or maybe you're like, I don't know where to start, or I kind of feel like I know where I am, but I'm not sure. I'm going to say just start in the order that the class is presented. Because there is meant to be nuggets of wisdom throughout each one of these lessons. We had individuals go through this course who were already self-expressed, maybe intermediates or experienced crocheter, and we said, hey, just go through this course material and let us know what you think. Maybe you've been crocheting for a while and you think it's missing something because you already know. Every single lesson that these experienced intermediate level crocheters went through said, wow, even I learned something about yarn. Even I learned something about tools. So again, there's supposed to be little nuggets of wisdom in each one of these things. So start with materials, the yarn and tools. So choosing yarn, choosing tools, some great lessons there. Some great little cheat sheets there too. We love those little, again, nuggets of wisdom. Good stuff. Okay, then it's sectioned out so that you can learn how to crochet, and it's just basic stitches. So again, this is the way my brain works. This is the way I like to teach, and I just want to make sure that it makes sense to everyone else, so that whenever you're starting to crochet, you might go, I don't even know what I don't know. And you think, do I just grab a hook and start crocheting now? Well, maybe not, because again, you go through yarn, you go through tools, and then you learn basic stitches, and that's all it is, because that's what kind of crochet teacher I am. I go, wait, we're not making anything yet. Let's just learn the basics. Let's just learn stitches in a really easy way that doesn't feel like a hurdle. It feels like fun, and it's something that you can definitely kind of start and stop when it's convenient for you, because whenever you're learning how to crochet, you're using both your hands, you're using your brain, you're learning new things. I mean, you might need a break every now and then. So that's why I kind of section stitches off. So you can take a peek at what those lessons look like. You can preview the slip knot, holding yarn and hook, and the chain stitch. Those are all very separate, specific lessons, but then we also have half double crochet, and single crochet. Yes, this is the order that I, as a teacher, that I teach in. And I love that people go, wait a minute, why didn't you teach the single crochet after the chain stitch? I don't do that because the single crochet is such a small stitch and it creates such a dense fabric that I like to start with the half double crochet stitch first, because it's just enough motions, it's just enough height, so that you can really kind of feel like you're getting used to crochet. It's not so much of a jump from learning the half double to the double, and there's some differentiation in that stitch to where you can actually count what you're doing. So again, this is my suggested order, but if you're like, nope, I'm going to start with the double, then you go right on ahead. You can do that. So after you go through the how to crochet basic stitches, then there's an entire lesson on pattern reading. It's a really extensive lesson that tells you all of the different parts of a pattern. Why are they written that way? Why is it formatted that way? How you can best understand what it means to read a pattern and follow it. And that includes things like, rows versus rounds, stitch counts, and, how to interpret that end stitch count, how to read those pesky repeats that we see in crochet. What's the difference between an asterisk, a bracket, and a parentheses? So all of those different lessons. We've got some great tutorials throughout this course. This was the hardest part, filming those stitch tutorials. Let me tell you guys, that takes a lot of effort. So I hope you guys enjoy what we've done. So we do have tutorials on what it means to finish your work, what it means to sew down your ends, what it means to weave in your ends, what it means to knot your ends. Then we have a introduction section that's all about actually completing patterns, right? So we've got a lesson on what it means to work in rows, along with a project to work in rows, what it means to work a color change in rows, and that way you guys can get that lesson. And then we do have a pattern that you work. It's a washcloth. So not only do we give you a pattern, we also teach how to read symbols and diagrams. So not only are there written instructions, there are diagrams. You can follow those as well. And then of course, everything comes with a video tutorial. So no matter what kind of learner you are, no matter how you need to see something, you have a resource for that. And then we do the same thing pertaining to tubes. We teach you how to work with tubes. We teach you what tubes are, what it means to work in a tube. We teach you the slip stitch, a non-increasing tube, and then we give you a pattern. Of course, there's instructions, diagram, and tutorial for all of those. And then rounds, lots of information with rounds. So really it's its own section. So there's an outline, what it means to work in rounds. We teach you the adjustable loop. Then we talk about center out joined rounds, center out continuous rounds, so not joined. And then we show you how to change colors in rounds. And then there is a pattern that you can work. It's a little floral motif, pretty cute. So it teaches you, it's a really good introduction to, take all of those things that you learn and put them into one project. And then here's something that I just did, just for these students right here who take this course. You might take this course and go, I don't know if I'm ready to really go out there in the wide world of patterns. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that yet. I still feel like I need a little bit of hand holding. So because I write patterns for a living, I actually went to my own Salena Baca crochet pattern database, and I specifically picked patterns that I thought would fit really well in this course as a beginner. So I picked 2 patterns that are worked in rows. I picked 2 patterns that were worked in tubes. I picked 2 patterns that were worked in rounds. And then I picked 2 patterns that are rows and rounds together. It's incorporating those 2 and creating something. I tried to give a great variety as well. So there's a headband, a shawl, a cowl, a cup cozy, a beanie, a tote, some boot cuffs, and then a slouchy beanie. So there's lots of different patterns in there. They can be unisex. I tried to pick really small, approachable projects that would help you feel like you're not only building your crochet knowledge and skill, but you're applying it to make things that you love and that you're proud of. So just the patterns alone, I mean, this is probably like $40, $50 in patterns. I didn't even add it up yet. So if you were to go to my shop and buy these patterns right now, you'd be spending 40 or 50 bucks just in that, but they're included as a bonus in this course. So again, super extensive course. The price you see in the link in the video description, that's a one-time fee. So once you join this course, it's yours to keep, including all of these patterns. And we've got a special price for everybody here watching today because it's built, it's there, it's done, but I never put that done stamp of approval on anything that I do with the American Crochet Association until we have some students go through it and actually work through the lessons and say, yeah, I loved this. So we're still taking feedback. Maybe we spelled some things wrong. Maybe there's a typo. Maybe a video doesn't play all the way through, something like that. That's what we're looking for right now. So make sure, please click on over to the link in the video description, poke around, take a peek at those previewed lessons right now at the very least, and let us know what you think. Okay, I see quite a few of you guys are here. So let me give some shout outs and see if you guys have any questions, because the floor is open for any questions you guys have about this course. Hello, Connie Brooks. So good to see you. Jennifer is here. She says super jazzed. Hi, Salena. Hi, Jennifer. It is so good to see you here in this group. Sherry Richards is here. Hello. She says her internet just died. And now our internet's back. Okay, good. It's good to see you here, Sherry. Paola is here. Hello, so good to see you. Margaret is here. Hey, so good to see you. Nancy's here. Nancy says, hello, almost done with the crochet course. Have 4 to go. Love them. Nancy, tell me, are you part of the private Facebook group where I filmed all of these lessons and asked for feedback? Is that what you're part of? Or do you have access to the ACA version that's actually on our site? Link in the video description, wherever you see that. Let me know. Jennifer Turner, she says, bonus patterns. How exciting. Yeah, these are for, any American Crochet Association member who makes this purchase on our site. This is the version that you see. I'm really trying to jam, I want it to be jam-packed with everything a person would need to feel like they had an excellent introduction to crochet. So yes. Sandy is here. Hello, Sandy. Sandy, I have to say, huge shout out to you. Thank you so much. Because actually, as we were going through the lessons, and I posted here in the group yesterday, here we're gonna look behind the scenes. I had those previews, and I said, hey guys, do you have any feedback about the previews? And Sandy goes, it'd be great if you talked about the parts of the stitch. It'd be great if you had these things. And I was like, wait a minute, I did do that. There's a whole lesson on that. No, I didn't post the lesson. So again, that's why it's still in beta mode. So just to give you an example of what that looks like. Come on, slow internet. Come on, there you go. So Sandy, thank you so much. That was excellent feedback. You were right. We already had that lesson. We just didn't post it yet. So it is there now. It's ready. And as soon as my internet cooperates, we'll look at it together. Just because I wanted to show everyone what these lessons look like. Part of the reason we waited so long to build this particular series is that, most of what we do at the American Crochet Association is teaching. So it's me telling you guys things like this and then giving you some resources and you going and bettering your skills, right? So there aren't a whole lot of stitch tutorials that we do outside of our, stitch resources and things like that. It wasn't till this point really part of our curriculum. But long story short, can you guys tell that I'm trying to kill time for my internet to come up? Okay. But I've recently been teaching myself how to film so that I can teach better here. And so I've been taking all that knowledge and building it here. Okay. So this is what just one of the lessons looks like. Okay. This is just for the chain stitch. So you guys may be thinking, that's not, how big of a lesson can that be? Oh, it's a big lesson. So this is what it looks like so far. So we've got the outline. And the outline is literally the course outline. ACA members, if you've ever taken a course with us before, just know that I decided to make these outlines a little bit different, to where before it was just, it was a printout of the lesson, right? So I decided just instead of having, every lesson being like a 25, 30 page printout, because that could be a little overwhelming, especially for beginners. I decided just to make a bullet point outline, and that way you can print that. Every lesson is maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pages as opposed to 25, 30, and 40, so it's less paper, and that way you can just kind of make notes on it. So that's a little tweak that we made. Let me show you guys just a little bit of one of the lessons, okay? Here, let me do that, and then let me do that. And let's watch it together just for a minute, okay? Again, you guys can click on the link in the video description and totally watch this on your own, but here you go. Thank you for joining the American Crochet Association and our How to Crochet for Absolute Beginners course. Today's lesson, number 5, is all about the chain stitch. We'll just watch for a minute. The chain stitch is the first thing you'll learn to crochet that uses your hands, your hook, and your yarn all together. So in this lesson, we're going to learn about the chain, some chain anatomy, how to fasten off, and then we're going to leave you with some tips. About the chain. The chain stitch is the first stitch to learn because it's the foundation for working in rows. And rows will be the way that we learn all other stitches in this course. To work the chain stitch, okay, and then it goes into how to work the chain stitch, and there's a video tutorial, and it goes over just, so here's what I was talking about. So Sandy, when you were like, it'd be great to know the parts of the chain, I'm like, I put a whole lesson together for that. So yeah, we go over that in great detail. Here's the anatomy of the stitches that you're learning, and we do that for every stitch that we teach. And that way you can really understand and differentiate, especially as a beginner, hey, the slip knot, that does not count as a stitch. Loop on your hook, that does not count as a stitch. When you look at a chain, when you're looking at the front side of a chain, because there's a front and a back to every stitch that you create, every fabric that you create, it kind of looks like this little heart right here. And we talk about the back of the chain too, somewhere on here. Here you go. And we do that for every single stitch. So that's why these outlines, that's why these lessons are so important, because they really give you a lot of, knowledge behind what it is that you're doing. So anyway, knowledge base, there's that there, but then there's also just the stitch tutorial. So after you go through all of that, back end information about what a chain is and why you're creating it and how to identify and how to count it, then there's just a quick little 1 minute and 46-second video on how to create the chain. And then of course we want all of our students to share and be part of a community. So after you create the chain, after you work your homework, then you just, here's an easy link to click on over and join the community and share your homework and get some feedback and all that fun stuff. So there you have it. Nancy is part of the American Crochet Association version. I hope you love what we're showing you here. Sandy, I can't post your comment here for some reason, but Sandy says, always glad to check out your great lesson. Sandy, it's always great to have your feedback. You're an excellent reviewer. And I absolutely love whenever you go through things, because I know that even if there's a typo or if something isn't worded, quite right, doesn't make sense, I have so much confidence that you're going to bring that to our attention so that you can share that feedback and we can get it fixed. So thank you. Jennifer Turner, she says, I love all the additions. I'm so excited to finish up the projects this weekend. I was in the beta group. That's right, you were. I remember your profile picture and your beautiful purple ends. I was so glad to see you there, and I remember you following along with some of the lessons live and giving really great feedback. So thank you so much for that. Sherry Richards is also here watching, but for some reason I can't add your comment. I'm so sorry about that. Sherry says, I was in the beta group for this course. It was great. I'm a fairly accomplished crocheter. Yes, you are. She says, but I learned a few things. Everything I've experienced through the ACA is meticulously put together and well presented. Well, thank you, Sherry. It's so good to hear that. I'm so proud you enjoyed it. And I was really proud to see you in class, because you really are an exceptional crocheter, a very experienced crocheter. I know that you've gone through some of our other professional trainings. And so to know that you were part of this beta test, I knew I was going to get some great feedback. So thank you, Sherry. All right. Anybody else here have any questions, comments, feedback about this? If you are brand new to the American Crochet Association, I just wanted to show you a back end of what this course looks like. Again, you can jump around and, you can take whatever lesson and course you want to take in any order you want to take it in. There's no forced order. And again, there are bonus patterns here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bonus patterns here. Every single one of them comes with, it's of course a written pattern, but these are the bonus ones. So there aren't video tutorials for these, because we don't want to be a crutch at the American Crochet Association. We want to be a teaching tool to help crocheters help themselves, so that they don't have to rely on video tutorials alone. Everybody likes to watch videos. I do too, especially to learn things, but I don't want to have to rely on them. So these are teaching tools to help you apply the knowledge and resources and skills so that you can crochet anything that you want to in rows and tubes and rounds, and even incorporate the two if you like. All right, anyone else? Questions, comments, feedback, anything like that? All right, I don't see anything. I think I gave all the shout outs. If you guys watch this video, please let me know what you think in the video, in the comments, in the video description. And in the video description, again, there is a special link so you guys can get an amazing discount on this course now while it's still kind of in testing mode, right? And you guys can get everything that I outlined before, all of this curriculum, and it's yours to keep. So it's a one-time fee. It's yours to keep. If you just want to poke around and let us know what you think, tell us if you think we're missing anything. Maybe you think it needs to be in a different order. anything like that. We'd love any kind of feedback, okay? All right, everyone. I think that's it. Thank you so much, Brenda Allison, for checking in. Thank you, Sherry Richards. Thank you, Jennifer Turner. Thank you, Sandy, Nancy, Margaret, Paula. Who else came in? And Connie Brooks. Thanks to everybody who was here watching live. I appreciate it. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this new course. And if you know anyone who is looking to learn crochet, you are welcome to pass along this link, especially with that super awesome discount that we're sharing right now. You're welcome to do that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Peace, love, crochet. See you next time. Bye-bye.